Crush family, welcome. We're here today to speak to our new DOC, Fabio Suarez. We've been sent some questions from you, our membership, that we're going to get to. But first of all, we're going to start just by speaking to Fabio. Give us a little bit of your background. How did you end up here in Knoxville?
It's actually a funny story, and I'll go ahead and give him a big plug because he's I can't thank him enough. But my wife actually played for Joe Malia over in Los Angeles for Loyola Marymount University, and he moved here to coach for the University of Tennessee. His daughters were playing here at Crush, and when the job opportunity opened up, we spoke to Joe, and it all kind of happened within the blink of an eye. You know, within 30 days of finding out the opportunity and finding out a little bit more about the club, I was absolutely sold. And within 30 days, you know, we sorted out all the details, and I was shipped off to Knoxville.
So where have you been in the past, and how's that prepared you for your role that you're currently in now?
You know, taking it back to when this all sort of started for me, I was working in a soccer store. I loved to be around it. Something about being a part of a kid's life, and maybe even buying a pair of boots, was important to me. It was fun. Hearing their stories, hearing how the game went, building relationships was all important for me. I got a phone call saying somebody needed a coach, and I jumped right into it. And it led from that to a couple months later me being involved with 3 or 4 teams. But it was still a hobby at best. You know, I loved doing it. It wasn't something that I saw myself doing full time, really, because I didn't think I could. But it certainly turned into that. You could say I fell into this by accident. It was the best accident I've ever had, and 10 years later, here I am. Actually, when I started coaching in Tampa, and I come from a background, I'm from Miami, born and raised, and that culture in itself is so different. One culture that I really appreciate from my Miami background is, you know, we'll play anywhere. We'll play on a parking lot. We'll play, it doesn't matter. We need a ball, we need a flat space. Sometimes not even that. To a little more structure in Tampa, where that really taught me how to bring in the best qualities of the sort of Hispanic culture, to, you know, thinking about team aspects and thinking about growth and thinking about things outside of what's going to happen tomorrow, but hey, what's going to happen next year, what's going to happen in a couple years. Tampa certainly helped with that. From there, I did move on to Castle, which at that point was one of the biggest clubs in the nation, and still is, really. And I was challenged in a way where they saw me as an opportunity to, again, sort of bring in that Miami culture into what they were doing already, but well within the Castle, this is how we do things way, which was okay, because it was a challenge for me, and again, took me to a whole nother level that I never knew I could get to, and really had me believing in myself as a coach. From then on, I went back to Tampa. I tried to apply some of those things, but you sort of realize, you know, just because it works somewhere else doesn't mean it's going to work here, you know. So what that really sort of challenges you to do is to take the best of what you know and to sort of try to apply it to what you have, to the best of your ability based on what it is that you have. And I think that if you can do that, I think that if you could start to formulate your plan and your attack based on what you have, you know, year in and year out, then, you know, you're going in the right direction.
Yeah, I know one difference that you've made already is we're standing on the new goalkeeping training area here at Lakeshore, where yeah. I know Coach Mike is out here 2 or 3 times a week with all of our keepers. It's brilliant out here. Yeah, absolutely. You know, some people might just say, yeah, it's Magpie. You know, nobody ever uses Magpie. That might very well be the case. But what we saw an opportunity to build an office for our goalkeepers. Absolutely.
You know, goalkeepers are so often, you know, misunderstood in the sense that we throw them into a team setting and they're not fully being prepared for what it is that they have to take on in games. And man, it is so much. It's your last hope. And I know every time I play, being a center back, the shortest center back in the world actually, whenever I got beat, I was counting on my guy to make the save. I was counting on my guy to be there. But how can we ask that of our goalkeeper if we're not giving them the proper opportunity to grow? I think Micah has done an excellent job with our goalkeepers. He's continuing to grow. He is so hungry for knowledge, not just from a book, not just from courses, but he talks to people all the time. Just want to grow, want to be better for our goalkeepers. And I think giving them the stage to do that, giving them the home, gets our kids excited. Gets our membership excited, and I'm happy about it. This is our prized possession right now, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll tell you what, I'm extremely impressed with our staff. I can honestly say I feel we have the best staff in Knoxville, and we're getting better. Certain things that I feel we can do better is just sort of being on the same page. And I think that sort of goes top to bottom, making sure that we're communicating. Something that I want to create here is a technical committee. There's a technical committee for Tennessee, where the biggest clubs come together and they talk about what's the best for Tennessee. I think something that's important here is whether you're a full-time staff member or not, you could have a lot of value to our club. So I want to form a technical committee for Crush, in that our most valued, our most senior staff are having a large input in what it is that we're doing going forward. Because I certainly have an opinion, I have loads of opinions, but that doesn't necessarily make me right. And I'm certainly ready to hear what they have, especially because they have so much experience here with the Knoxville scene.
And that's definitely true. The more discussion you can have on topics, people with different opinions coming in, that's how you're going to grow.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
And what I really love about Crush, and what really sold me on Crush, was giving me the platform to teach outside the lines when it comes to not just the player, but the person. Teaching people who, want to be responsible, want to be able to manage all sorts of extracurriculars going forward. How to be a good person overall. Personally, for me, I never played on a college level. I never played at a professional level. I certainly wanted to, but as I got older, the soccer was still a passion of mine and a love of mine. But the running, the fitness, the crunches, the weight room wasn't so much. But soccer brought me so much. Soccer brought me what eventually became my livelihood, and an opportunity to follow my passion and impact our youth in all parts of the country. And soccer brought me my wife, and I can't thank soccer more for that. So that's sort of the experience that I want for my kids, is for what soccer is going to bring you professionally, of course, but personally, it's just so much. All sports really, but this sport in particular.
Yeah, and I think that's huge, and that was when I was looking to join the club a few years back as well, was the opportunity, as you said, to work outside the lines and to build on the character development and to set these kids up for any challenges they're going to meet through their life. That was certainly one of my big reasons, and how that matchup really came about. And I think you hit the nail on the head with that.
When you talk about the future, it doesn't come in the sense of looking around trying to find the next best thing. You talk about your impact and what you're doing when they come through your door.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that starts sometimes at age 3. Me myself, I didn't start till I was 11. I was really late. I played football and I played baseball. My nickname in baseball was No Swing Suarez. I just never swung. I'd strike out or I'd walk or get hit by a pitch. But I was really lucky to have that first soccer coach who broke down the tactics and sort of helped me build a foundation. And even at an age like 11, man, you can really do that. And if you really want to, and you really want to get better, and somebody's there to help you do it, there's nothing you can't reach, man. If you really want it, you're willing to work for it, you can get there. And that's what excites me about this club is we can do that. We're committed to it.